Hello everybody, this is Orleans who is speaking, the developer from the video game Face Off, and welcome back to another video. It's an announcement video after a very long time in making one. It regards about the game's update, but first I got to go over what the video game's about. Second, talk about ourselves a bit. Third, the game and development. Lastly, the future post-launch updates. Well, without a further ado, let's get into it. The video game is a 2D fighting game from Lut's idea. You probably picture if it came from Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Toasty! From the late 80s and early 90s pixel games, but that'll probably hold onto next upcoming games after this game in development to be released as beta, which is a demo for those who will try it out and play for free, until it's given as an estimated price of decisioning as an official release. This game is inspired by the Weapon Ball games series. I get what you're thinking, but I have gotten criticism from my school best friends that the game lacks cool features and is basically a nothing burger to play. At most, to fix this, I take notes from the suggestions of my own trusted people who I know while making the game in beta before giving players a chance to test it out before an official release. Lutz and I came into a little group of friends during COVID times in 2020, and then we've overcome the drama in our bond as it never breaks, which grew so much over 4 years as we've known each other so long to savor in each other's bond, as not just artists, we're writers to tell our OCs, lore, universes, etc. Here I'll discuss the game, which is in development and will be in beta before the actual release. I'm filling in and keeping notes on the beta game in development, such as the art, animation, such as the cutscene. It'll have inspiration from 1993 Zelda CDI The Faces of Evil, 1992's Town with No Name,
Come back, Shane!
My name's not Shane, kid.
1994 Hotel Mario.
All toasters, toast.
The game going to have its nonsensical amount of fun and meme energy surrounds the fans and from the fandom community. In addition to that, artwork is the button overlay, control overlay for how the player should play, information, etc. Lutz and I even got people interested in the game who try to stick around to hear updates on the development of the game, which interests them in playing. Also, Lutz and I received one of the questions regarding the game's actual release, whether it's going to be on Windows and Mac, and questions about Android or iOS, going to require me to process whether it works or I have to painfully work this again, which I'm going to hate if it exists. And the release date of the game, let us decide if it can be finished by the end of this year or the upcoming year, but I can't promise that, or when it will be released by the actual date. That's once the development was begun around 3 months ago on how it's started and how it's going. I cannot rush it all to be released before the release of GTA 6 in November. And the characters planned in the project are 87. But here's the problem. I doubt about where the art of the characters comes from. It's simple. To include on behalf of Lutz, Minds, and one of my school friends OC in it. Here are the plans for our post-launch update, and I'll discuss. we'll be having the gacha system. It's like the #1 victory royale item shop. But let's go gambling. To get the skins from each character, where you get the skins from each character is when basically the gacha system. Where you afford the skin, it's a good idea to release them alongside when we decide to release multiplayer, where either teaming up with online people in story mode or going against them in multiplayer rank. That also lead to ending up have a reason to grind cash for the skin in the gacha system. Especially, there's also gonna be a pass release that is also not pay to win. But you have to buy the pass with the game cash. You grind just bought this pass to get even more stuff and even a free skin, either a normal pass or premium pass that costs more game cash because it can only be unlocked if you complete the normal game pass task, where you can unlock the premium one to get some goods. The next thing we've got is our own wannabe Fortnite item shop to include in the game. Especially since in those post-launch updates where online multiplayer, a 2v2 or a duo story mode is going to be an update after the game is released. You also get to go against other players. There's also gonna be a rank system on in multiplayer mode, especially the leaderboard of how high the player's rank is. Pretty much, once you click multiplayer mode, you're pretty much also playing ranked. Let's discuss dual story mode. It's like Cuphead. The boss, we pretty much have more HP, but you can revive each other by moving towards your own falling teammate by reviving them, especially if facing against your opponent in story mode. Likely you would literally face a 2v2, just to make things fair, because to play as duo in story mode, the boss is pretty much the only one that is a single target, but with much health. Basically, it gets a lot harder. There's gonna be a hard mode, extreme mode, and all-star mode. Just imagine on dual story mode, because there's a 2v2, especially if you choose to harder mode, things likely will literally get harder and harder, despite having teammate, because even your contestant can actually revive each other in their own teammate circle. When they are down, they can actually be revived. That makes things a lot harder. Especially, you have to face the fact that if you were to face a boss, you would expect to get slammed pretty hard, because they have the double amount of HP and damage plus the difficulty mode in either hard mode, extreme mode, or all-star mode. It just gets harder because you have to make sure your teammate didn't die, or you have to dodge from losing the game just to revive your teammate again, because you get to revive each other endlessly, but if all players die, they pretty much lost the entire game and has to start over again in the beginning, just like a normal story mode. There's gonna be a system for how you activate this dual story mode. Actually, there's going to be a specific button in front of it called invitation that is connected to Steam, where you have to send the invite game on Steam to the player to click it to join the duo to make it work. And the other future post-release game update we'll be having is the focus on the core of the game, where we would offer players to get access to create their own sandbots, character, and their abilities and maps, with their own unique mechanics or whatever they would do if a Geometry Dash player can literally create a whole ass new environment that looks like something they don't even supposed to learn how to do it. But somehow they got the build the bold balls knowledge to build all of that. Now, just imagine them using that sandbox in our game by giving them access to create their own mod game. We would even let the player get access to Workshop and Steam on our game just for them to install their mod. Because why not? They might need it or something, or it might be useful for them to connect a Workshop mod to a Sandbox mod, but at the cost of downloading their mod, of course, similar to the TL Launcher Terraria mod that required installing using storage unless you uninstall those storage mods. Alright, that's everything to cover what we've got for now, and I'll see you guys in the next video.